Hi, I'm Shelly Johnson. I'm so glad you're here with me. Let's have some tea. And then, hear some words and give them space to do a work in us. We've been thinking about worship and how we might embrace it more fully. And most recently, I've been thinking about this idea of atmosphere. You know, that thing where it's how a room might feel when you step into it. Like maybe you walk into a meeting room and what's the saying? The tension was so thick you could cut it with a knife. It's not anything you can see. You might not even be able to name it, but you get a vibe. You get a feel for the atmosphere of a room. And I think that can translate to our inner beings when we come toward God to worship Him. And I mean that in a broader sense. I'm not talking about just singing a song. It can be, but it doesn't have to be. I'm not talking about just that 1 hour on a Sunday morning. It can be, but it can also be so much more that we can worship God with our whole selves all the time. Anytime we offer Him gratitude, praise, the adoration, the overflow of love and reverence and awe. It's why the visual of an altar helps us so much, because we move toward it just as we move toward God and we kneel our bodies before it. We're creating an atmosphere of worship. But what about our inner selves? I think we have to pay as much or more attention to what our thoughts are doing, what our attitude is. Because if I'm standing there with a hymnal in my hand in our sanctuary, even singing the song, but my mind is thinking about a past church and how much I'm missing the worship leader there, or if I'm critiquing how the song is going in the moment, guess what I'm not doing? I'm not entering into an attitude or a posture of worship. Instead, I'm focused on myself. I'm focused on analyzing the situation, and I'm creating an atmosphere within myself that's critical. Even if it's wrapped in lament and a little bit of sadness, I'm not bringing any of that to God. I'm holding it tight, and I'm letting it dictate how I'm coming to God. And maybe it's even keeping me from coming to God in a worshipful way. And so what do? I think the first step is to recognize that it's happening. And then we start naming it. Like that altar, like we can just say, Lord, I see what I'm doing. I see where my mind is. I see what my attitude is. And I'm going to lay it before you. Would you help me? Would you help me move closer to you? And I think that's the next thing is we got to pay attention, but we've also got to keep moving toward God. Even with it's a mustard seed sized faith. And just keep engaging with Him, with our hearts, with our minds, with our words. And as we do, whatever veil, whatever wall has kept us from worshiping God fully, it's going to start coming down and the worship is going to flow. And can you imagine if a room full of people were to do that? I've been in that place where a room full of people let the wall down, worshiped God with all that they had, all that they were, and the room changed. The atmosphere of the room changed because the inner atmosphere of our hearts and mind changed. Holy Spirit was there. He flooded the place and our bodies. And I have never witnessed or experienced worship at that depth, at that level. And I recognize, I'm learning that it starts here with each one of us. So when we think about worship, let's think about the atmosphere within ourselves and how we might name it, lay it down, and keep moving toward God. Let me know how I can be praying for you.